Hello, you beautiful, wonderful people. Oh, I can't be too loud. I wish I could be, but people were sleeping and all that. But come on. Fucking Champions League final. Fuck me. Oh my god, what have we just witnessed? What have we just fucking witnessed? An absolute destruction of Real Madrid. Man, it feels good. Man, it feels fucking good, doesn't it? Uh, Oh, I am buzzing, absolutely fucking buzzing, absolutely buzzing. Guys, this is the fan view live, of course. I've done my reaction, done the watch along. This is where you guys can have a chat to me if you want to. I keep it open to patrons and members. If you go over to patreon.com / Steam Company if you're a patron, or youtube.com / Steam Company, and the community tab if you are a member, you can chat to me about this game. It's any of the usual links. It's always the same one. You can find it over there. Fuck me, fucking hell, lads, fucking hell. Manchester City are a sensational football team, an absolute incredible football team, an astonishingly good football team, an incredible football team. Super chat there from Kieran saying, "Come on, Stephen, that is by far the most complete performance from a City side. It possibly is, mate. It absolutely possibly is." Ridiculous, genuinely ridiculous. Oops, wrong button there. Incredible. I mean, I love you too, Bud Cronenberg. I love you too, pal. Just ridiculous. So once again, I'm going to chat to some of you guys. I will, if you're watching, if you can hear me now, I'm going to add you to the stream, but you won't be on the stream yet because I need to edit it. So I'll add you. Don't worry about it, and I'll give you an introduction when you come on. If that makes sense, man. If that makes sense, give a thumbs up. But I need to edit it in advance, so don't worry about it. Cheers, pal. But yeah, that was. Come on, man. Come on. Like City, what we're doing right now. What we're doing right now, what we've just witnessed. I've I don't know. I just don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know how to put it into words. This City side, they're just doing incredible things, and it seems to get better every single fucking time. Every single year, we seem to be closer to greatness. Right, I am ready to go over to chat to Naz. I'll come to you in a second. Hang on, I'll just mess things up. 3, 2, 1. How you doing, my friend? You good?
Great, especially after that performance.
Yeah, incredible, man, incredible. What have we just witnessed? Is that we're in a Champions League final, mate? Just tell me how you're feeling.
I, I myself don't know how I'm feeling, but I was, after every game, it feels like we've been saying recently that was the best performance under Pep, but this was on another level. Like
Yeah,
4-0 against Champions League royalty.
yeah, it was.
It's just,
I mean, we've scored them, haven't we,
yeah.
mate? We've absolutely scored them. That wasn't like just a win. That was a domination. Like that was absolute. You know, we they weren't even in the game at any point, were they?
Yeah, from minute 1 to 90, it was all ours. Like, they had maybe 5 minutes in the second half at the start, but that was very less. But and their best player was probably Courtois, and that's after conceding 4 goals. So that just tells you the whole story.
Courtois immense. I don't know how Haaland didn't score tonight, but it just doesn't matter, does it? Bernardo Silva stepping up. Look, is this the greatest Manchester City performance ever in the Champions League? I mean, it surely has to be. I don't know. Like, how do you feel about it?
Champions League, I just think overall it's just the best City performance ever, most likely because 4-0, it's a bad team. We've embarrassed them, and like we've in the Champions League knockout this season, we scored 17 goals and we've conceded 3. And at home, we've conceded 9 and scored 14. So
It's sensational,
it's
isn't it? Like
unreal.
this Etihad record is just it's probably the most fearful stadium to go to in world football right now. Like there's nowhere you'd want to go less than the Etihad Stadium. I know people talk about Anfield and the Bernabeu and whatever, but I think the one you don't want to go to is the Etihad, right? Because like
Yeah,
go on,
go on, go on.
go for it. Yeah, like because who else
Yeah, I was
compared
saying
to us?
the last Champions League game we lost here was 5 years ago. So it was in 2018 against Lyon. We won. We not won, but we beaten for 26 games in a row. So it's just a fortress, and no one can deny that. Statistically, it just is a fortress.
Can we do it? Can we win it? Can we win the treble?
We can win it, and we will win it.
Ah, fucking love it, mate. I love it. Like, what was tonight built on? Like, who were the standouts for you? You know, because obviously Bernardo is gonna get a thing, but like,
Bernardo's obviously man of the match, but I thought John Stones was absolutely brilliant. Like he was better than Rodri also today, in my opinion,
yeah,
which is great. And Walker against Madrid was also.
it's just like this team right now. I mean, for me, it feels really settled. I think that's one of the things that makes it so special. Like, because there's always been some debates, hasn't there? But I feel sorry for Mahrez and Foden, etc. But this is the team that's going to start the finals, and it presuming everyone's fit. You know, or maybe Ake might. Oh, that's a debate, isn't it?
Maybe Ake.
That's a debate.
I think Walker is just been too good to throw him, but maybe Ake for I don't know. Pep will decide it.
Yeah, how do you choose between if Ake's available? How do you choose between Walker? I think Walker starts it, but I don't know how do you choose between Akanji and Ake.
Yeah, I think it's between Akanji and Ake.
I think Akanji would actually start. You know, it's like
the FA Cup final. Depends on the 4 games in between.
It's difficult,
and we need to give credit to Edison also, because in the Champions League, especially, he's been so good. He inspired both legs. Against Madrid, both legs. He's not let anything go past him apart from those 2, a penalty and that one to goal from Vinicius. So.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Edison's he's been excellent and he's stepped up massively, you know, and like this City side of like they've answered everything that's coming their way this season, and I just don't think we've ever been more ready. And I felt this way a long time ago. We felt ready, like it was weird, and I think you have to suffer a little bit in the Champions League. I think you have to go through that pain, you know, to understand it and to feel it. And this team just doesn't look scared of anything right now, do they? Yeah, there was no intimidation factor of Real Madrid at all. From minute 1, we've just controlled the game, and we missed a few chances, but we kept at it, and we managed to get that opening goal, then another one, and then another one, and then another one. So, oh, it's so good, mate. Domination. Naz, it was a pleasure chatting to you, man. I'm going to get onto a few people because there's quite a few waiting, mate, but it was lovely chatting to you. Catch you in a bit, man. Naz, an absolute top bloke. Some people have asked how do you get onto this, and yes, it is basically a member-only thing. The reason for that is because otherwise it'd just be chaos. And it's my way of sort of just being like, oh, cheers for supporting the channel. You know, let's have a chat together. I mean, I keep it open, but I'd get trolled, and I guarantee you, within 10 minutes, someone's cut would be on the fucking video. Let's be honest. We all know how it is. It'd be something like that, and someone would do something dodgy. So I don't do it that way, and just chat to you guys. But anyway, hopefully that won't be the situation with Marcus. But either way, Marcus is obviously waiting to come on stream. I'm going to bring him on for his debut, I think, actually. 1 second. There we go. Marcus, how you doing, my friend? Good to meet you. You good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, nice and clear, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Where are you, man? Where are you calling from?
From Derby.
Oh, Derby. Nice, man. Nice. Now in the Midlands. How what do you make of that game, mate? Firstly, hello, good to meet you, and how you feeling, mate?
And you?
How you feeling?
I'm gassed. I'm actually gassed. I'm still in shock, you know. I'm still in shock.
It's surreal, isn't it? Surreal, like it doesn't.
We destroyed them.
It wasn't.
We destroyed Real Madrid. No, when you deep it, we destroyed Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's it, innit? Like, genuinely destroyed them. Like, this isn't a victory. This is a humiliation. Like a humiliation, right? Like, is there any doubt for you now for the final? Because obviously, I mean, none. None at all. No, I mean,
I was thinking that if treble was on if we get past Madrid. I know it's definitely on. It's definitely on.
That's sort of how I feel as well, because I always felt like the Madrid game was obviously the tie, and it's free final. I mean, it's obviously on. I mean, it's one of those things where whether it happened or not, we don't know. But at this point now, you'd be stupid not to talk about it. I think even Pep would talk about it because we've got 3 cup finals. You know what I mean? Like, we're in the final of everything now. Like, we need 1 win out of 3 in the league, FA Cup, Champions League. It's look, I don't know if it'll happen or not, but the fact that we're in this situation, could you ever? I could never have pictured this months ago, mate. Like, it just.
In January, I thought everything was done. In January. Because, like, everything just set flat. Cancelo was being Mardy. I didn't feel like it was going to do anything. And then Pep, just Pep.
He's just
He
astonishing.
lit a fire up all of them. He lit a fire up all of them, and now we're just, we're in this situation where we can win 3 trophies and equal the Reds.
How does he do it, Pep? Like, there's something about him. Like, I don't think anyone else could do what he did, to this Manchester City side of the season. No one could do it. No one. I think it's entirely him. I think it requires an insane strength of personality. Like ridiculous. Like to be. Do you know how fucking full of themselves footballers are? And I mean in the best possible way because they're superstars. They are fucking superstars. They are like the kind of people that traffic stops for them. That's who they are. But to still be able to direct all them, despite how good and comfortable they are, it's hard, Marcus, mate. It's hard.
Like,
and like he deserves that respect, doesn't he, Pep? Absolutely.
Like he's like, if I was a player for him, I'd run through walls for him. If I was a player, I'd run for him. I'd run miles for him. I'd do a marathon for Pep. Like, he's just amazing.
Probably double, 2 marathons back to back. He's like, what is it about this performance tonight? That's like, what was this built on? It's like, what's changed? What made us this City side that could beat him 4-0 compared to last season?
I think the changes in defense, because like, I think we've never had any problems scoring goals. Because last year we scored 5 against them, and we did the same against this year.
Yeah,
it was just the conceding of the goals that was not there. And signing the Kanji's been a genius decision.
Yeah, he's been immense, hasn't he? He really has. That's the thing. You're right, by the way. Is like, I forget that we scored the same amount of goals as last year.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't struggle to score last year, did we?
No.
We just fucking couldn't keep the ball at the back of the net.
No.
Are they worse or are we just much better?
I think we're a lot better. A lot better. But there was always a feeling in the back of my mind that Real could come back into this. They could come back into this.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fear, isn't it?
Something.
That's absolutely the fear. Because they are, they're Real Madrid and they're too good.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's weird though because it's watching that game at the start. It reminded me of the Arsenal game. It just did.
Yeah.
Like, and Arsenal are fucking great, and Real Madrid are great, but I think we have to accept now. I think we have to accept as fans that we're actually on another level. I think.
Yeah.
I think we are, aren't we? Which is
it's mental.
Marcus, before I jump over to the next person, mate, if that's all right. I just want to know, what do you do for the Champions League final now? Do you keep the team the same? Do you make any changes? If Ake's fit, is he coming back in? What happens?
I'd say keep it the same. I feel sorry for Ake because he's been immense as well, but Akanji's been solid. He's been too solid.
It feels weird to change, doesn't it? At that point, he's got a Champions League semi-final. I don't know. I don't even know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Marcus, a pleasure to chat to you, man. Pleasure to chat to you. Lovely to meet you, man. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll catch you very, very soon. In a bit, pal. Lovely bloke, Marcus. I'm gonna go over to the super chat very quickly. Where are we? That I just had before we jump over to Keville's waiting next. Champions League final, man. Where are we? James Walton says, "Get in, Stephen. Best performance I've ever seen. To a man, they were impeccable. 4-0 against Real. Dreamland, mate. It was just impeccable, absolutely wonderful. James, bang on, mate. Just immense, absolutely immense. And I am on cloud 9 right now. Love you, mate. But Kevil, I'm bringing you in a couple of seconds. Where are you? I'm just balancing about 4 different screens here at the same time. So, hang on. Where are you? Kevil, you are live. Mate, talk us through your emotions and your feelings right now.
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm wonderful. What does that mean to you, mate? What does that mean to you?
It means everything. I don't think people understand what this means to us, as City fans. I mean, this is what Pep says when he, I know it's kind of like a joke when we don't make the finals every year, but this is what he means, like when he says, we are there, like 3 quarterfinals, 3 semifinals, 2 finals. When was the last time, Chelsea, look at them now, look at Liverpool, Spurs, they made a final, they dropped off, Barcelona, PSG, none of them have been as consistent as us, like all of these European pedigrees. And we are there every single year, at the top, at the very finals. And like giving fans those joy of like, every Wednesday night, every Tuesday night, midweek on, you know, April, March, May, coming to the Etihad. Just wonderful to give to the fans.
Where does this rank in terms of City sides for you? Because we've seen some great sides, you know. Is it too early to say?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. What's your feeling? Have you got a
Yeah,
feeling yet?
I think a little bit early until we finish, hopefully against Chelsea this weekend, win the Premier League. I think, in
Yeah.
my opinion, the 18-19 when we won the four trophies, domestic trophies, that was the best team. But I think this team, you know, we got too many good players, too
It,
many superstars
we're
to
so
kill.
fucking lucky, aren't we, that we can even debate this? Like, which is our great
Exactly.
team? You know what I mean? Like, it's wonderful, but I think, to be honest, by default, it's weird because I think it doesn't feel as magical at times because I guess it's like it's not built on tricky, pacey wingers and whatever. So it feels more
Hmm.
controlled, but it's equally brilliant in its own way. And I guess the magic
Yeah.
comes from mainly one player, you know, Haaland mainly, and everyone else sort of feels like it feels more traditional, I guess. Strong defenders and
Hmm.
midfielders that feel the striker. When it used to felt more involved in it all on the pitch,
Hmm.
but there's nothing wrong with that, is there? You know,
No.
it's weird that Pep's changed it so much, but yet it feels like the core fundamentals are just so typically football. If that makes sense, do you know what I mean
Yeah,
by that?
I mean it's good because we've always scored goals against six against Monaco,
Yeah,
six against Madrid last night, five against Spurs. I don't know how many against Liverpool, but we scored a couple against them as well. It was our defense that we just keep conceding goals, and this year I know people want to see us scoring like 7 goals every game, but it's just not realistic.
yeah,
So this year, like that Madrid game, you know, we went there to not lose. Basically, I
yeah,
know, we weren't at our best, but we showed up. We blocked every single shot. We tried our best defensively, tackles. They'll still have their magical moments. They're top players, Ballon d'Or, multiple Champions League players. So
yeah.
they'll obviously, but against Bayern as well, solid defensively, everything. So it just shows the progression that we've come from,
It's
and
astonishing.
we can still score goals with Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne.
It feels. I do remember saying, actually, I might try and find the receipts, but I was saying, even when we were struggling back then, I said I wouldn't be surprised if this is a season where we struggle and we end up winning the Champions League or something. Obviously we've turned the form around anyway. But it felt like the way that this team was kind of going felt very competition-y anyway. Like it just felt
Yeah,
a bit more pragmatic. You know, like it wasn't. Obviously, we've found that edge as well, which helps massively. But at the time, it always felt like this City side was going to be one built on structure, more than I would say usual. And Pep's, once again, he's seen something that we haven't, and it's just wonderful. Like I don't do we everything just stays the same, doesn't it? Now for the next few games, like I don't think he makes any
yeah,
changes, does he? I guess.
yeah. I mean, structurally, we've just been solid every big game. In the cup competitions, we beat Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal. In FA Cup, we haven't conceded a goal, which I don't know how it hasn't happened in
Oh
so
God, I
long.
hope that stays the same, man. I hope it stays
Yeah,
the same.
exactly. And in Champions League, we beat Dortmund in the group stage, Leipzig, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Inter. These are all like Champions League clubs, except maybe Leipzig, but all of them are like, big
Yeah.
Champions League club that are there every season, and we're just beating every single one of these teams. It's just fantastic.
Are we the
And our
best team in Europe, do you reckon?
Of course, yeah. I mean, we're up there, top of the league, top of the cup, top of the Champions League. Arsenal were there for like 280 days, and we still beat them, and we're about to win our fifth Premier League title. It's just
How many?
wonderful.
What do we win? Do you reckon? Season finished, dust settled. How many
I
trophies?
think we win Premier League against Chelsea this weekend.
Definitely.
United, I hope there's no referee drama going on,
Oh
but I
God.
think we should beat them. And then Inter, I just wonder how they're so defensive. Like they have five players and then two holding midfielders, and the two strikers, Lukaku and Martinez, and even Dzeko now. They're like so quick at counter. I just hope that our defense holds there, and if it does, then we should also win that game.
I hope you're all right, my friend. Kevel, it's been a pleasure chatting to you, pal. I'm going to
You,
jump
man.
over to another guest, mate. Thank you very much. Catch you soon.
You
All the
too.
boys. Bye bye. Kevel, top bloke, wonderful stuff. I'm going to jump over to Pete. Pete, I hope you're there in 3, 2, 1. one. Pete, how you doing, mate? Good evening, Pete. How you feeling,
Steve, man, I'm buzzing. Couldn't be more buzzing.
Talk me through your emotions for this night, man. How it unfolded.
I came into this game as confident as I've ever been as a City fan. Honestly, like I knew it was Real Madrid, but the Etihad has been just a fortress. This team is clicking on all cylinders, and you were talking about like the influence Pep has had on the team this year. He has pushed every button correctly. He has motivated them. The ones that didn't buy in and weren't going to be a part of this chemistry, he got rid of them. It's just, this is our year. And I said it to you several weeks ago when we were talking, and you were like, I don't know if you could say that this early. No, this is our year. This is it. This is the trouble year.
There's times, Pete, when I want to say things, but I'm also very aware that everything I say is being recorded live.
Oh yeah, as a content creator, you have to be careful. I understand
mate,
that, but I don't create content. I just come on your channel and say we're gonna win them all, just like Mark says.
Exactly, I fucking love it. But I'm not just saying this, but there's times I start thinking this could happen. I've been saying I've been feeling it since. I said it before, like, it really was a Forest game. I know we drew that time, but we just saw suddenly like Man City, and then all of a sudden when we went on a few games in a row, I was like, in my head I was thinking, I think we might win the Champions League here, because I just looked around Europe and I think we're just a better side, and I think it was the fact that we were good defensively, and weirdly, as soon as he started playing all these centre backs, I was like, we're just solid. We're fucking solid, like Real Madrid created nothing tonight. Nothing. Like literally nothing. Oh no, I tell a lie. Actually, there was a big. Was it Vinny Jr. who went through and goal at one point?
In the first half, and Walker chased him down like he was.
No, the second half there was
chasing down a little kid.
There was something else second half when it went through the centre as well. To be fair, it was someone, Rodrigo, someone, but someone went through the centre and Edison made a couple of good saves.
Cruz did have one that just knuckleballed, and like Ederson barely got his fingers on it. Got off top of the bar, crossbar, but otherwise
maybe one big chance against Real Madrid in the second leg of the Champions League semi-final.
Yeah,
that's astonishing.
And especially in the second half when their back was to the wall and they had to come out and be aggressive, and they couldn't even keep control of the ball when they had it. We got it back from them in seconds almost every time.
I think the fact of the matter is, I just don't think they're that good, and they're a very good team, but they're not a great team. I think they've been getting by on who they are as opposed to. I mean, they've obviously got quality players, but I don't think they're as good as Manchester City are under Guardiola. I just don't think they are. Individually, they've got all the players that maybe could do it, but they haven't got the manager, and I think that's the difference. I think Pep's managing that Real Madrid side for 2 years. They are astonishing, but I don't think they are. I think it's highly down to the football that Guardiola plays.
And I give us all the credit. But to me, I don't know how you felt about it. I felt like they looked old and slow in the midfield.
Oh, absolutely. Like, Modric and
Cruz.
Modric came off, didn't he? Like, he was fucking knackered.
Yeah. Right.
It's just it's absolutely. They need Bellingham for its worth. They really do. I don't know if they're going to get him, but they do need him because they need that energy. Camavinga and them, but they do too many Camavinga, Bellingham. Maybe they'll be old again. But right now they are, they're watching, they're waiting. They're left behind in our trail, aren't they? Basically, and
absolutely.
Like, you think we're going to do it then, don't you? You think we're going to win the treble?
I really do. Yeah. No, I'm like supremely confident of the treble. Honestly, like, and. I wouldn't be surprised if we put United to the sword like we did Real today. I mean, that's just how we're clicking right now. I mean, I don't know, honestly, and I know I want him to stay more than anything because I think he's literally one of the most important cogs in our machine. But Bernardo came out like a man possessed in the first half today. He was everywhere, Stephen. Everywhere.
He was immense. Absolutely immense. But I just saw a great tweet, by the way, from Jack Gorn. I'm not sure if you know Jack Gorn. He's Daily Mail journalist. He's close to City Port. United shipped 6. Arsenal, Liverpool, Real Madrid all shipped 4. Bayern shipped 3. City, the best of biggest games. Patrice Evra in full red suits are having arguments pitch side. That's how he ended that tweet. What the fuck, man? And to end it that, like, what was Patrice Evra just arguing with everyone on the pitch side? I love it. It hurts. I don't. By the way, I'm not sure if you saw on Twitter. Are you on Twitter? Do you check Twitter and stuff like that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fucking Carragher. Carragher's not my friend tonight. He never is my friend. He can't stand me, I don't think. But I decided just to call him out for a laugh about the Haaland thing, and he just went back at me aggressively.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was he did the whole just do my job thing, and you got all these charges against you. I was like, all right, mate. I didn't know how to reply to be honest. I was like, what the fuck? I can't.
Well, he mentioned the money in the post game.
Yeah.
Like, Micah Richards is smiling ear to ear and buzzing, and all of a sudden Carragher gets Mike, and he's like, well, and you guys can buy anybody you want, and so
so bitter,
makes sense.
Jamie, you're so bitter, pal. You really are. You dish it out, you can take it, pal.
Right.
What is worse, I literally cannot. I can't go against these millions of followers on Twitter. I just can't.
No.
I can get the one digging. I
either.
can get the one digging and leave it there. Just like look incredibly hurt. So I left it there. Pete, what do you do in the final? Do you make any changes? Do you stick? Do you twist? What's going on?
No, I say you stick with. I mean, he's clearly figured out the formula.
So no Ake then.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Marcus. Like I think with that showing right there, you just stick with what you got. And then, obviously he's coming off of an injury, so you don't know what his form will be like off the injury.
Yeah.
You stick with the guys that are healthy, and then, if he really is healthy and we need him at some point, you sub him in. I mean, I just feel like you go with what got you there.
I would agree. Pete, I'm going to love you and leave you, pal. That's all right. I'm going to get to everyone else.
Absolutely, Steve.
Pleasure
Appreciate
to
it.
chat to you as always, mate.
Wonderful. As always.
Have a drink for me. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Wonderful man, Pete. Thank you so much for chatting, Pete. Let me just quickly jump over for a couple of super chats and so on. Hang on, where are we at? There we go. Super chat from... Oh, sorry. Jeremy's joined. Jeremy, thank you. Jeremy Dan, welcome to the club, mate. Welcome to the club. Jeremy, if you are new, go over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/esteemed company. There'll be the community tab. And if you click there, there'll be loads of posts where they all have the same link which says join the FanView Live. Any of them, Jeremy, if you're watching, will get you over on the FanView Live. You'll see a StreamYard link. You can click there, get your camera on, and get queuing up, and we'll have a chat in a bit if you want to, Jeremy. Thank you so much. Louis says, exceptional game and another level to anyone else right now. Would love to have a word tonight, but love everyone tonight. You're welcome, mate. It's the same link as always, Louis. You can find it on Community tab, mate. But yeah, incredible. Absolutely incredible, pal. Love it. Joseph says, hey, I know completely off topic, but I've been told my job, I can't have the time off work for Champions League final. Do I quit or stay put? Joseph, it depends entirely what your job is, mate, and how much that job means to you. I don't know. If it's a part-time job somewhere, I'd be fucking taking it. I would be quitting and going. It depends what your job is. It depends what your job is. What can they do, man? Just pull a sickie and just get someone to write. Just fake an illness. I don't know. Good luck, Jeremy. I don't know. Depends on what your job is, man. Bartender. Fuck it, man. Just bartender jobs are not like impossible to find, are they? We will see. I'm going to jump over to Kieran. Kieran, are you ready there to jump on? 1 second. Kieran, my friend, how you doing, man? You good?
I'm good. Can you hear me? I haven't tried this mic before.
I absolutely can. You sound crystal clear. You sound wonderful. Have we spoken before? I don't think we have we?
We have. So
my
only other appearance was when we beat Real the previous time to get to the PSG to get to the final last time.
So a couple years back.
I only come on when we win semi-finals to the Champions League. It's my thing.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Sorry. It's been a long time. A lot's happened in the world since then. How you doing, man? Where are you calling from again?
I'm calling from Cardiff. I'm in my mum's spare room.
Oh, lovely.
I had to come to Cardiff to come and watch the game with my family and friends. I live in Bristol with my beautiful girlfriend, Jemima. Shout out, Jemima.
Hey, Jemima.
So, yeah. So, she's going to appreciate that. But no, so yeah, I got to watch it with my family and my friends in the local. So,
how was it?
Perfect,
How was it down at the pub? Was it good?
Buzzing. Absolutely buzzing, mate.
Was the pub full, by the way? Was it everyone watching? A lot of people watching the game?
Everyone was there. We were the only City fans there.
Yeah,
everyone else was just sort of
watched
neutrals. But everyone was on. By the end of it, everyone was just like, "That was liquid football." Like, what else can you say, really?
That's the thing. Is I feel like when you get away from the Twitter shite, which you see online, I think if you're just watching football in a pub somewhere with football fans, they're all like, "Yeah, that's fucking incredible." They'd be like, they might be like, "I fucking hate City," but they'd be like, they're all gonna go. They're still amazing because it's hard if you're watching football not to say that. If you know what I mean.
Oh,
Like,
can you imagine if Haaland had scored that goal as well? The one where he got back heel to him.
oh,
Oh my God.
Gundogan,
I
man.
would be having wet dreams about that for years, honestly.
I think you got a right to have wet dreams about the whole performance, to be honest, man. Like that. Isn't it mad to feel like we won 4-0, by the way, and it still could have been much more?
It's unreal. Like Haaland should have had a hat trick, like easily with the 3 chances that he had. But no one's gonna say that he had less than a 7, 8 out of 10 game anyway. Like the players he was distracting, like the way that other players got more space because he was drawing 2 players away, just unreal, mate. And earlier on, you asked what the difference is. A lot of people have been saying the defense. I think a lot of it is confidence, having that year to go away, reflect on what it was, strengthen, build up that confidence. Like, just look at the difference between Grealish a year ago to now. I know he wasn't in the final last time, but I think that just shows where the squad's going.
Yeah, it's definitely growth, isn't it? And the growth is everything, and like you have to learn from that. And to be honest, once you've been hurt, the feeling of being hurt again, it doesn't scare you as much. You know what I mean? You want to prove a point, but you're not scared of it because guess what? You've sort of survived and cracked on. You know, it's the whole like it's easier to get over something once before. So I do think there's a strength in losing. Like you fail better, basically, don't you? Like, and I'm never scared of losing. It hurts a little bit, but I do think if you've got the right the right mentality, you just use it as motivation, and that's what we see from the City team, right?
Yeah, it's just absolute, like, you see the difference in not only the players, but the crowd as well. The crowd seemed to believe it way more than I've ever seen. I was at the Bayern home game, and like I was at the Monaco game a couple of years ago, and even the difference there between the belief in the fans before the game was just different. It was just
they're
buzzing.
bought into this now, the fan base. It feels like it is, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and I don't want to say that Guardiola was the catalyst for
No,
when
you're
he
right.
called out the fans.
He is.
But he was, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Let's be real. Like, it made such a difference. I mean, I felt the need, like, as a fan that doesn't live in Manchester, to attend more games, to be the louder person, to get other people jeering as well. So, absolutely.
I do think Guardiola has sort of forced this connection with the Champions League. And to be honest, I also feel like when you're that close to winning it, and eventually you just sort of want to win it. You know, like we've been that close so many times there. Now it's like you can't not get like as much as City have this weird relationship with Champions League. Look, the Real Madrid game was a fucking box office epic. You know what I mean? Like you can't not feel something from that, can you? And you can't not be like, well, fuck it, I want to get back at Real Madrid and actually want to win the Champions League because we've been that close to glory. So I do think City have learned not just as a club but as a fan base as well what it's like to be into competition. And I feel as a fan watching City in Champions League now that it makes sense, and I feel like we belong there in every sense of the word, and I think it's as simple as that. You can't win something until you're comfortable, right?
That's it, and it's not a novelty. Like I remember the first few years when we got drew against Bayern Munich in the group stages.
Bayern, yeah.
It's Bayern. We get to play Bayern home and away.
Yeah.
Like it's the big, and it was such a novelty. It was such a cool thing to experience. But now it's just like I want to beat the biggest teams on the way to the final. Like I was saying this before, if you're gonna win it, why not beat Bayern and Real on the way there? How the final goes is a different ball game. But if you're gonna do it, you may as well do it in style.
Exactly. And do you think we'll do it, mate? Do you think we'll do it?
I would personally be more disappointed if we don't win it than when we didn't win it against Chelsea, because they had Tuchel. We overthought it. We've been there now. If we don't do it this time, I don't know how I'll react. I know I'll be a lot more upset physically, but in terms of how the squad will react, I can't even fathom it. But every ounce of my being is saying that yeah, we're going to win that game.
Yeah, I agree, man. You're right. I don't know how it'd go down if we didn't. It'd be difficult, wouldn't it? It'd be hard. It'd be hard because I feel like, particularly, we go into this as strong, insane favourites. With all due respect to Inter Milan, they are not Manchester City Football Club. They aren't right now, and it'd be a lot. Kieran, mate, I'm going to jump on to someone else if that's all right. It's been a pleasure chatting to you, man. Hopefully, I'll be chatting to you after the Champions League final. In a bit, my friend.
Pleasure.
Bye bye. Top bloke, Kieran. A couple of chats and so on. F Document loves my room. Oh, thank you very much, mate. I graphic design. I love interior design, by the way. I decorated pretty much decided the whole house. And Nicola can attest that I really like interior design. Thank you. I wanted to make a little studio up here, and I love Scandi style, but I'll obviously want blue in the background because it's my office and stuff. Thank you very much. I'm glad someone noticed that. I could chat about interior design all day. Louis, mate, it's just you go on my channel, mate. It's I don't know. It's just you haven't got the community tab. If you haven't got the community tab, that's I don't know what to do about that, unfortunately, pal. But it's the same thing as you've clicked previously. It's just if you go in your browser history and go on StreamYard, you should be able to find it, mate. But it's just go on my channel. There should be a tab that says community. If it's not there, not really sure what to do, pal. But it should be there. It's there for. I mean, let me just type it in the chat box. I mean, it should be /Esteem Company /community. I'm not sure if that works, but I'll check if it does. Yeah, it does. That takes me there. Anyway, and William as well. Welcome, William. Welcome. I think you might have been before. I don't know. William, I do recognise your name. William, welcome back to the membership, man. It's good to chat to you. Right, where are we? Let's bring in Jerry. It's Jerry, my man. I'm bringing Jerry in 1 second, Jerry. There we go. Big Jerry, man. Big Jerry energy. How are you feeling on this momentous evening? I haven't got a drink. I've got actually some limoncello thing that my friends made and brought around once. I'll have that. I found it. Nicola brought it up for me. I'll drink that. Drink that for you. Jerry, mate, how are you? Are you good?
Good. It's been a while.
Indeed.
Yeah, I was just as nervous for this match as I ever could be. More so than last year. I thought we were the superior team last year, and just had my heart ripped out. I just kind of wanted to guard against it, but looking back, I mean, look what we did to Bayern. Look what we did to Real Madrid. It's not a surprise anymore. This is just who we are. At the risk of sounding foolish, I think we are without question the best team in Europe right now, the best team in the world. Over 2 fixtures, no one's going to beat us right now. And that said, I think we will be heavy favorites going into the final, but it's a one game final. So
I just laughed because we're chatting about this. This is where it's at, mate. Should we not be surprised by this anymore? You know what I mean? Like, is it because I'm just giddy thinking that we're in Champions League final, but is this just now the new normal for us? Are we? Is this what we should be feeling every single year now?
Yeah, I mean, I think City fans kind of still suffer from, not all, but some, many suffer from like Stockholm syndrome, that we're so used to people telling us, you're not a big club, you haven't done it yet. Well, you know what? All of that is just mindless chatter. All it is remember when, which is the lowest form of conversation. Arsenal hasn't been relevant in forever until this year. Yeah. Everyone says, oh, they're a big club. Liverpool, they're a big club. United. Okay. What have you done for me lately? All sports are pertinent to the now. What you've done in the past is great for pub talk. It means nothing in the current season at the current moment. And right now, City are answering all those critics. This jargon that you'll never win, or you're going to have a hard time winning because you've never done it before, it's a load of crap. And I think some City fans sort of still in the back of their mind believe that, but now after this performance, what more do you want? What more do you want as a City fan to say, we're a big club, we're here, we deserve it, we're as deserving as any of those other teams?
Preach, mate. Absolutely. This City side, it's taken a while, but I think we are definitely there. I mean, as I was saying, I was chatting to Kieran, I do think you have to earn it to expect. You have to experience it as well, don't you? But this City side are unequivocally there, and you know what? It's going to pain rivals because City ain't going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Like, this is a long-term thing, and it's exciting. It's exciting, and I didn't see this several months ago. I just didn't. I'm going to be honest. How were you back then? When things weren't looking too great. I mean, it started to turn, and I got confident, but. Is this
It was just a weird season with the World Cup being in the middle, and then the Queen passing, and that throwing another wrench and a spanner in the works, and it just was weird. And then it just seemed like Arsenal gave me that Leicester 2015 vibe, that everything just went well for them, and and then it started. I mean, we just kept doing what we were doing, what we always do, and we tend to get better as the season goes on. And they started to trip up and started to smell the blood in the water, and then all of that took care of itself. And I've said from the jump, Premier League is always number one for me. Champions League would be nice if, but it's, so I was just ecstatic that we were going to win the Premier League. But I mean, it was just a weird season, and people love to point out, well, you buy players, you're buying. Okay, Pep has I think he has the smallest squad in Europe. And if you look at the actual people that play, I mean, look how many guys are on the bench that, I mean, they take up big salaries, but they just don't play. So Pep is, we're doing this with a much smaller squad than anyone. And it's, it's really hard because as the season goes on, they're not fresh. So I was just worried that what was going to happen was, as the, physicality of the season and the chase to catch Arsenal wore on, we were just going to be on fumes, and we kind of were, today, but it didn't matter. I mean, we were so much better. I mean, you could tell Kevin was just on his last leg, and, who do you sub him off for? And
exactly.
I mean, you could see some of his passes he just wasn't sharp, and he can't help that. I mean, but there were times 2 months ago that he was as good as he's ever been. I mean, that he had the pace, he had the endurance. So no, but to answer your question, I did not see this coming. I was just hopeful that we would put in a fight and make a real race and win the league title. So to be in this position, I couldn't ask for more.
I quite simply put it down to Pep. I know it's obviously more than that, but is it as simple as that, really? Because it feels like something changed, doesn't it? What was the spark?
It's always been Pep, but he's finally figured out the defense, and I think that he's able to defend. I mean, essentially, we have 5 center backs on the field at any given time, so it makes it really hard. I mean, Rodri played center back for Spain. Stones, Aki's a center back. I mean, so these guys are playing. They're playing on the wings, but they have this mentality that you're not getting behind us, and it allows Rodri, I think, to sort of float up in the attack. He can pick his point, and all of this comes from the fact that for the first time under Pep, we've got an absolute killer at striker, and it's Aguero is probably my all-time favorite striker. He was deadly. He just is not the physical presence that you have to account for. And I know a lot of people like to say, well, Haaland hasn't shown up in the big games. Yes, he has. I mean, if he's not there drawing all that attention from the defense, Bernardo doesn't cut in and have that wide window to curve that ball in.
I think he played well today. I think he was just... Is it like another day is 2 goals there? Like Courtois.
He had 3 shots on target, and if it's against anyone but Courtois, he probably slots 2 of those. I mean, Courtois is probably the best shot saving keeper in the world right now, and I mean, 2 of those were just world class saves. So, but I think having him allows for a creativity on offense that we haven't had before. And that allows the defense to say, hey, you know what, we can just sort of pack it in, and we don't have to float someone up from the midfield to get that attacking in the final third. And this has always been Pep. He just finally has all the pieces in place that he needs.
Oh, I love him, Jerry, mate. I absolutely love him.
Well, and we can't forget about Alvarez. I mean, he's a different animal than Haaland, but he's going to win a lot of games for us before his career is over. He's getting better and better. He is he's not Leo Messi, but he is probably the number 2 striker in all of Argentina. He's a world-class striker, and he's very young. He's going to be very good.
The killer mentality, that, by the way, like late on in the game, is more or less one of his first touches just to score against Real Madrid in the Champions League. That's just that's fearlessness, isn't it? And that, I guess, that comes from a guy who's won the World Cup. Like in general, he's just not scared of anything either, is he? We've got players who just aren't scared of anything, and that's our backup striker. I know it sounds awful to call him backup, but he technically is. And Foden's come on and play that assist as well, by the way. like the football that we get to witness, and the players that weren't on the pitch today at the start. And
well, and that's another weird thing that happened this season. Just add this to the whole list of oddities this season. Phil Foden gets appendicitis. How can you can't that's
while he's in his best form, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean nothing to do with the performance on the field. He gets appendicitis and it puts him on the shelf. And I mean, yeah, he came back as quickly as he can, but it takes time to get back into form. And so just a really weird season, but I don't care. I mean, the fact that we're going to win the Premier League. I'm cautiously going to say an 80% chance of winning the Champions League. And, then I like our chances in the FA Cup. And the great thing about if we can lock up the league against Chelsea, that gives us a lot of time to rest players and let them get their win back. Because those last two games don't matter.
I agree, man. I agree, and
that's what we need.
I hope we're. Oh God, I don't know how it's going to unfold. Jerry, mate, it's been a pleasure catching up. I'm going to get on to Michael because he's been waiting so patiently, like you were as well. Lovely to see you, mate, and I'll hopefully be chatting to you after see you pick up a trophy. Catch you in a bit. Bye bye, pal. Jerry, top bloke as always. Legend, Jerry. I'm going to bring in Michael. He's been waiting. So sorry for everyone who's waiting patiently. By the way, it's just obviously can get everyone to have a chat. Michael, I hope you're ready, mate. Michael's eating actually, so I can hear him. I can see him real. Michael, are you there, pal? He's putting his food down. I'm so sorry, Michael. He's got his dinner there. How you doing, man? What you eating?
Just some pasta. It's 7 o'clock here, so.
What PM?
Yeah, 7 p.m.
What's obviously not AM. Well, nothing wrong with pasta at 7 AM, I guess. What's in the pasta?
No. It's just regular tomato sauce. That's all.
I could do with some, man. I'm starving. I feel hungry. It's 5 past midnight here, so I could definitely do with some food. Anyway, Michael, I think something else happened tonight away from your pasta. What happened? Tell me what happened. Tell me what you just witnessed.
Oh, we destroyed the kings of Europe.
Did we embarrass them? Did we embarrass them?
Yes. Absolutely.
Was it good fun?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Go on, talk
just
for it.
Okay, so caveat: I was working and I'm still working. So it was like on off the game as much as I could. But every time I tuned in, we were on the ball. We were in their half. The score just kept going up on the City side, not on the Madrid side. Defending was incredible. Attacking was incredible. Just embarrassed them. There's nothing else to say. They just got embarrassed.
Who stood out for you tonight? Because obviously, I know go for it. What was that built on tonight? That performance.
Ederson, Grealish, Akanji, Rodri. Rodri was amazing. Bernardo Silva, of course. Just the whole team, but I think those ones stood out to me a bit more. But in general, just it was full control in the mid.
Yeah.
Defensively, they didn't have too many chances, but every chance they had that was on target, Ederson dealt with brilliantly. Especially that one where the ball was kind of scrambling. He made one, I think. Or how do I explain this? Just what Grealish brings is almost like we have another midfielder on the wing.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's playing as a pep midfielder, where it's like you hold that ball no matter what you do. And if you can progress it, progress it. If not, we recycle it, we go again. Whether that's switching it back to the defense, goes to the other side, goes back to him, and then he takes the right back on. Bernardo was he even on the other side? He was on the right, he was down the left, he was CDM backup once Mahrez came on.
What a player. Like the thing is with Grealish is like I think he's almost like Pep's ideal winger. I saw a stat saying he's creating the most chances created by an English player in the Champions League season since that's begun, by Opta. So he's created an insane amount of chances. I think what Pep would love about Grealish, he just doesn't make the wrong call ever. Ever. Like the amount of times where you got the ball in his own half and he just sort of went, nah, and just dribbled past the player and then they brought him down and alleviated pressure. Like it's just Pep loves that, doesn't he? He loves that control and that composure. And even though he may not be as explosive as a Sterling or Sane, he's just so fucking reliable while also chipping in with creating chances and stuff like that. Like, I'm buzzing for him personally, and I guess you probably feel the same as well because he's demonstrably a nice man, like absolutely lovely guy. And I think I always felt like he was a bit too but to be honest, I felt he was a bit insecure at this level at first. I mean, he didn't believe he belonged here, you know, and he's pretty much said it as well. Like, he was always like looking around the dressing room, like, oh my god, that's KDB and that's this. And I think there was a sort of subservience to the system and team, but he looks right now like a guy who's just comfortable in his own skin. And I'm just going off a bit about Grealish, but I think I just like it. I just like Grealish's success story because I know he's a £100 million player, but I don't think he ever felt like he was a £100 million player, you know. And I think like he's like the antithesis of like what Cancelo allegedly is in that way. You know, he's purely good vibes, good energy, and I feel like he deserves to win the Champions League. Do you agree?
Of course. It's like you said, there's not many players in general who are worth 100 million or above that. So when we signed him for that, and that's sort of the expectations that were just stamped on him, it's hard to live up to that, especially when the level he was playing at is probably nowhere near that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But to come into this season, like you said before, he was probably a bit insecure, and he sort of felt like a pedestrian almost last year.
Yeah.
Where he was good, but in terms of contributing massively, it was mostly on other players besides him, and he was probably just sort of content with that, maybe, as you said. But then this year, nobody can say what actually clicked, but just sort of that switch where it's like, well, fuck this, I want to be a part of it for real. So, and now he's popping up with sort of the contributions, not only attacking wise but also defensively. So like you said, I'm really happy for him too. I was never one of the people who last year was like, he's so shit, get him out, what a flop. Like, I always sort of just...
He didn't have any stinkers. He didn't always shine, but he didn't have any bad games. He doesn't have bad... Grealish just had bad games. He's too technical, you know what I mean? So you have indifferent ones, but he doesn't have bad games because he's just... The worst unit from Grealish is a performance where he just keeps the ball and doesn't give it away. And that can be boring, but it's not a bad game. He's just... I don't think he's capable of that, you know? He's just... He's too much of a good footballer. Bernardo Silva, can we convince him to stay? If we win this, can we do it?
Oh, I hope so. I hope so, man. I've never wanted him to leave. Like, it gets to like the point where every summer the rumors keep coming out and he wants to go, but like, why? You don't want to give up a player like that. And it's hard to say. It's so hard to say if he's gonna stay or if...
He should do. He absolutely should do. He'd be an idiot not to. He really wouldn't be. He's the best place for him to be, you know. Like, I was buzzing for him. By the way, nights like tonight, they definitely help. They definitely help. The love he would have felt from that fan base. It's exciting. Michael, mate, it's been a pleasure chatting to you as always, pal. I'd love to chat longer, but obviously just a bunch of old people there, and it's getting very late.
No. Don't worry, man. I gotta eat. I gotta work. So
you eat that pasta, man. You eat the pasta. Catch you in a bit. See you later, pal. Top bloke, Michael. Do you know what? I'm just going to bring Mark in. I'm going to let Mark go. Mark, I hope you're ready, my friend. I hope you're ready. Mark, are you there? Are you good?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, mate. I think you were right, mate. I think you were right. Mark's been saying we're going to win them all. Go for it, man. Go for it. How are you feeling?
Well, because we are going to win them all, right? It's like, it's not like it's some type of stupid secret. Like, it's not even me trying to be funny or overconfident. It's like there's a mystique, right? Sometimes there's a mystique in a season and you feel it. Now, early on in the season, I was saying we'd win them all. And it wasn't because like of our form, because our form wasn't great. It just wasn't.
Yeah.
But the main reason is we brought in Ireland. We didn't have players like we didn't have Ruben, we didn't have John Stones. Everyone's talking about our defense now. We were playing with Akanji and Aki at centre back, and we can all admit we didn't have any overlapping on the left or right. Really, Cancelo was out for him. And we tactically, when you were watching our team play, it wasn't penetrative down the center.
Yeah.
And I just kept saying to myself, once we have Ruben and once we have John and they're fully fit, we're going to see more rotation in the backline. And nobody's going to be able to take us. I didn't foresee the situation where Aki and Akanji would end up both being world-class left backs. Like, I just never thought that. And Akanji's also a world-class right back. I did think Rico would come into the team and do a number for us, which he did. And he helped us out massively. But if you remember back to that phase, during that time period, everyone was saying Haaland doesn't work in this team, which was the laziest thing ever. Because if you remove him, right, during that point sequence where we're dropping points and we're getting a couple draws here and we've lost a game here and then we're winning games, in every single one of those games, bar one, Haaland scored either an equalizer or a game-winning goal. He literally kept us in the fucking league. So because of that, and then all of our issues being sorted out, I just said, look, once our defense is good, everything else will follow. Because we didn't really have a spine down the center. We had Rodri, but Kanji and Aki, like as a centre-back partnership, they played well, but wasn't fast enough.
Yeah.
Now we're seeing the pace difference with Stones and Ruben, which is what we seen last year. But now we're seeing more defensive and stuff like, because we don't have Cancelo there, right, at left back. He was always a bit of a defensive liability, but he was remarkable at attacking.
Yeah.
Same with Zinchenko. Very good attacker and good passer and good at getting into midfield. Defensive liability. Akanji at left, Aki at left, doesn't matter. They're both stalwarts. Like both guys have shut down world class, top of the range wingers. Like Akanji was shutting down Coleman, Aki was shutting down Coleman and Sane. They both did. They shut down both of them when they changed or their wing. Kanji's just shut down Rodrigo. Yeah, in comes Walker, who everyone was saying is done. Oh, okay, he was injured. Oh, he looks a little bit slow for 4 games. Now all of a sudden he's faster than Vinicius again. Like, people need to stop doubting our actual defense and the core stability. It's not a secret that we're going to win everything, because it has been inevitable for years. We've been the Formidables. We've been the Centurions. We have a player who's literally the highest goal scorer in Premier League history, has scored the most goals in all competitions pretty much since the 1920s for an English football team. Like, these things are actually historic. So it's not really a secret that it's inevitable. It's coming. It's been coming for a very long time. We just do things an incredibly difficult way as a club.
Yep.
And I believe all good things comes in threes, right? Last season, we won our Premier League, Pep's second, with a 3-2 win, like set back-to-back to go into our season going for 3. We're now going into our second final of the Champions League. But here's the thing, and here's what most people don't realize. That's our 3rd time against Real Madrid in knockout stages.
Yep.
That's our 3rd time. And we beat them to go to a final. And for anyone who doesn't know, the last 3 Champions Leagues, the semi-finalists who lost ended up going on to win. Like, there was a semi-finalist, whether it was Real, and this was 3, and now it's us again. And the scorelines, if you actually add them up and divide them all down, this is numeracy, which is stupid. It's all in 3s. This is how City win things. We win things in 3s. And here comes the treble. I know that sounds farcical, which it is, by the way, but it's no more farcical than like Rory Jennings saying Haaland will score 15 goals. It's no more farcical than Jamie Carragher saying that Steven Gerrard is the greatest Premier League midfielder of all time, even though he's never won a Premier League. And it's no more farcical than Gary Neville putting himself over Kyle Walker in an all-time 11, which is just retarded. So I have a lot of disdain at the moment, man, for how much people don't realize how good we are. And there is an actual disdain for it. Because last week, I think I mentioned to you that I have this belief. When I listen to United fans, my whole life, they expect to win everything, right? They expected to win everything for years and years and years. You remember it, David.
Yeah.
They were saying, we'll win the Champions League this year. We'll win this game. We'll win that game. Liverpool fans, same thing. Oh, we'll beat them. We'll beat that. Real Madrid fans, the Madridistas, they literally ridicule fans and say, oh, cool, but your player's going to join our club soon because we're Real Madrid, right? Fuck off. Why can't we be entitled? We are literally, what are we?
I think it's because
since 2012, we're going for 7 Premier League titles now.
I guess that's because I hate entitlement, though. That's the thing. It's like, it's a mentality thing. You're right. It's nothing wrong with believing you're good, but at the same time, like, there's a very different mentality. Because I suffered at the hands of United fans being pricks to me for years, I don't want to be like them. I don't want to be like that.
No, we don't need to be pricks to people.
I know, but I don't want to be entitled.
We can be pricks about our club. We can say how good our club is. We're allowed to.
Of course.
Because that's the reality. Our club is the best football team in the world, man.
I think that
look at it.
The way it comes from, though, is that the world doesn't let City fans feel that. They're like, City are constantly battling just to fucking defend their own reputation. So it's a really weird situation that City are in, where everyone sort of hates us but pretend that they don't. I don't think a club's ever been in the situation that City are in. Where it's everyone's trying to belittle our achievements constantly, and eventually some of that will seep through. It will seep through because it's hard. I think it's hard. I think, to be honest, I think there is an inferiority complex because we haven't won the Champions League yet. I think that's the one that's going to change everything, because the world tells us that until you do that, you're not a great side. Which I don't think is true personally. I think, you can be a great side and not win the Champions League. It's very hard to win the Champions League. But I do think we are waiting for that moment. And I think people are so scared because they've been burned so many times in the past. They are so scared to put the chest out until that happens. And I think as soon as that happens, I think that's when it'll be a lot more of a case of water off a duck's back. But I think right now, we've been burned by Madrid and Chelsea and so on. And I think a lot of City fans, given the pile-on that they always get anyway, I think they're too insecure to jump out and say we're that good, because they will feel that we haven't got the proof. That makes sense? Not saying it's true or not, but I think that's where it comes from, I reckon.
Look, it makes sense. I just don't agree with the idea. Think of it like this. Let's say you're a 4 out of 10 looking lad, yeah? You're always going to be single unless you go and you chat up to the boards, right? You never know unless you fucking go for it. And then when people turn around to you and they're like, oh, Man City are just an oil club, you're a glory hunting fan, all this crap, because we all go through it. Do you know what you turn around and you say? Mate, who the fuck are you? Who's your team? Oh, United? When's the last time you won the Prem? Oh, yeah, back when me balls just dropped. Okay, cool. Nice one, pal. Fair play to you. It's been a while, right? Oh, Paul, you needed to drag Paul Scholes out of retirement with one eye so you could win something. Shut up. You haven't done that since. It's like, oh, Chelsea fans, oh, what's the most relevant thing you've done this season? You've been in a race for goals with Erling Haaland. Congratulations.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. The only club I think that can genuinely, over the last few years, give us any type of shit because of their history and how competitive they've been is Liverpool.
Yeah, I agree.
They're the only ones in England who really can. Their fans actually have done great. Their team have done.
It's why they only mention the charges, mate. It's why they don't mention on the pitch stuff. Like, they don't go near that. They just all they do just go is, you cheats. That's all they do. And
what charges? The 115
yeah, that's
charges.
all they mention. That's all they ever mention, because they haven't got anything else to say,
Well, I don't like to talk much about like any background or that I have or whatever, but like those charges are not going to stick. The amount of people that don't understand, like, they're not going to stick at all. They don't understand time bars. Like, I know people are saying the Premier League don't have one. They actually have. The reason they've pushed out all of this so much, and they've pushed out all of it, is for investigative purposes only. They wanted to investigate further because they found nothing. That's actually the reality of the situation. I'll just sit back, I'll let it all play out, and I'll watch us get a 10-point deduction and like a £25 million fine. And okay, cool. If you want, we'll give you like half the fee we paid for a league with Mangala. We don't care.
I mean, I
We don't
agree with
care.
everything you're saying. By the way, I'm just explaining the other side of it because I think we're just different people. You know, I am not a shouter from the rooftops. I never have been. It's not me. I'm too humble. It's my biggest criticism. But we do need people like yourself. You know, like we can't all be the same person. We need people like you who are going to tell everyone how good we are. I'll just enjoy knowing how good we are. That makes sense. But I will fucking. I tell you what, I will be shouting from the rooftops if we fucking win this treble, mate. I will be.
Steve, it's only been this year, by the way. I said fuck everything. That's the thing. So I've been, like I said to you before, I've been following you for years, right?
Yeah.
But it's only this season you've actually seen me week in, week out, constantly in the super chat, in the chat, saying we're gonna win everything. And I'm doing the same thing when I go over to all these other channels and I'm watching all these, like, I'm not gonna mention names, but all these guys, and they're like, oh, and do you know what's so funny? They feel so entitled because they feel so hard done by that their team isn't what it was when they were a kid.
Yep.
Now you're like our youth of our fans, they're going through what those guys did is when in a different way. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I know I should be
opposite. I
talking
know what you
about
mean.
the game.
Actually, it's the exact opposite, isn't it? But it's the same other side of it.
I know what I know I should be talking about the game, but I don't feel the need to. Like you said, how were you feeling going into the game? I said excessively confident we're gonna whoop their ass.
I was, by the way. I really was. I thought we were gonna batter them too.
Yeah.
But didn't fucking
And
dare say it.
we whooped their ass, lad. We whooped their ass. They're garbage. They're dickheads. And I said, by the way, they can fucking chill. They've won like 4 out of the last 8 or some shit. It doesn't matter to me. We are in the final. We're playing against Internazionale. I'm actually more worried about that because our club goes about things the fucking hard way.
Yeah.
Right? We go when we beat Bayern Munich back and Real Madrid back to back just so we can go and get fucked up against Inter Milan. So, like, I'm 1% confident Inter Milan can beat us. I'm 99% positive we're going to beat them 5-0. Right. The other way, I was just 100% confident we were going to the final. I United, Derby, whatever, that's tough. We'll beat them.
I think we will too, mate. I think
we're beating. Look, let's say things go the hard way and we lose to Chelsea, right? Ivan Toney just got an 8-month ban. We're not losing to Brentford.
Well, we're winning the league.
There you go.
I think we're winning the league on Sunday. I don't. I'm not.
Oh
in doubt
yeah,
of that.
so do I.
I don't feel any doubt whatsoever. I feel like Chelsea have nothing to play for, and we're just miles better than them. So, and I think they want to win the league after this game. I'm not worried about that at all. The final, I'm more nervous about the FA Cup final than the Champions League final. It sounds fucking mental, that, but there's a very logical reason for that. I can't bear the FA Cup final. It's going to be. I still think we'll win, but it is what it is.
Can I make one special shout out, Steve?
Of course you can.
One special shout out. I want to shout out Ruben McInerney. Ever since that little fella came into the world, no, seriously, we're gonna win the treble because he came into the world.
Of course, mate. He's the most beautiful good luck charm in the world, and I've woken up about 3 times tonight. So sorry, Ruben, mate. One time waking up for each trophy. Absolutely, man, and I appreciate that. He doesn't. He's not. He's gonna be one of those kids who has no idea how lucky he's got it. You know, when he grows up, he's gonna. I'll take him to the Etihad next season, and he will absolutely love it. Mark, pleasure to chat to you as always, pal. We're gonna win them all, mate. We're gonna win them all. Catch you in a bit, and I do mean that, by the way. Catch you in a bit.
Okay.
See you later. Top bloke, I'm going to jump over to Sonny. Sonny, you there, mate? Sonny Skeet, I hope you're there, pal. Sorry, but yeah, thank you for the patience. Sonny, how you doing, mate? You good?
Can you hear me?
I can, mate.
Yeah,
I can
you hear
indeed.
me? Okay, perfect.
Can you hear me?
Hold on
All
one
good?
second. Yeah.
How you doing, man? Nice shirt, by the way. Get the better hand.
There we go. I had to take it off because it's way too hot here to sit in this.
Wait, where are you, man? Whereabouts are you?
Here we go. Arizona.
Arizona. Lovely stuff, man. Lovely stuff. What time is it in Arizona?
It's 99 degrees at 4 o'clock right now.
I don't even know what that is in temperature because we're centigrade over here. You're Fahrenheit. I don't know what 99 is. It sounds hot, though. It sounds very hot.
No, it's like
30
pretty
something?
much the hottest it gets over here.
Yeah, I'm going to see what 99 degrees is in Fahrenheit. How you feeling, man? How you feeling after that?
I've been watching all these people come on here, and I've been watching the comments and everything. And everyone's real analytical, and you're even being real analytical. We've had an amazing match, but I'm just electric, man. I'm just like, we're going to win the Champions League. It's going to happen.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. Like, it's just... It's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting. Like it's
I'm ready. We're gonna win the treble. It's done. It's set in stone. Where it's gonna happen.
Set in stone.
Like you just said, the hardest match is gonna be United, I think, because it's a mental thing.
Yeah.
But Inter Milan, I think we've got it wrapped up. I think we're gonna beat them 3-0. And then the league, I think we've pretty much tied them up. My brother's a Chelsea fan, so I don't want to say that in front of him, but we've got it. It's done. I've been a City fan for 13 years, and here we are. We're about to win it.
It's wild, isn't it, mate? We're about to do it. Finally, we've been waiting for a bit, but it feels right, actually, and I feel like it's going to mean more, isn't it, because of the journey we've been on, It does. It's going to feel sweeter for me.
We've been through now 3 managers now. We've had Mancini, Pellegrini, Pep, and I'm not going to say anything bad about Mancini or Pellegrini, but Pep's a different level, and he's took us to this next level of football that Barcelona and Madrid and Munich have been on, that we really didn't have the chance to be there back in the day. And when we got our injection of cash, I don't care. If you're mad that your team doesn't have any money to buy players, that's too bad for you. But we're up there now. Pep has brought us to this high level, and as far as domination, I can see it happening for a while.
Yeah, I do as well. I mean, it just depends if Pep stays, to be honest. I think we need Pep. Pep needs to stay. I think he will, actually. I won't be surprised. He's definitely going to do 10 years, by the way. I think he's going to be too tempted not to do.
The thing that I am more worried about is, and my brothers keep reminding me of this, because my younger brother is a Liverpool fan. My older brother is a Chelsea fan. And my dad, he was an Arsenal fan. And so they've always told me for years, oh, it's just you guys are gonna run out of money. You guys are gonna run out of money. It's gonna fall one day. I'm the only City fan in the family, and I'm like here we are. We're gonna win the Champions League. And I'm looking at my brother. My brother always tells me all the time, Liverpool, they win the Champions League. City can only win the league. I'm like, here we are. Where are you guys at?
Exactly, mate. And it's great that we're starting saying this. I mean, I'm still a little. Things can happen in football, and obviously.
Oh yeah, especially City. I mean, when it comes to these, Inter Milan's a big club, but Real Madrid, bigger club, obviously. Bayern Munich, they're in these there are these level of clubs that they're just above one another. And as soon as I saw the draw for AC and Inter, I knew once we got past the semis, it was over. But we have this thing though. It was even on Wikipedia at one point. I don't know if it's still on there, but Cityitis, man. We lose to smaller clubs. That's just kind of what happens.
Typical City, man. It always has been a thing, but I'm not worried about that right now, man. I'm not worried. I don't know. It's just there's something about it. They just feel like they've earned it. They've had the pain. They've been around the block a little bit. There's experience there now, and there's sort of. They're just fearless. You sense it, don't you? You sense that.
Through the years, the teams that we've had, Carlos Tevez, Sergio Aguero, Edin Dzeko, Gareth Barry in midfield. I mean, I'll never forget the classical players that we've had over the years. But man, right now it feels like the best we've ever had. Kevin De Bruyne in midfield, Erling Haaland, man, Erling Haaland. All it took for me was to. Because I don't get to watch a lot of the games because they're on so early over here. That they're on like 6 o'clock in the morning. But whenever I look and I see Erling Haaland, we're a couple goals away from breaking the world record for most scored in the Premier League season. Okay, yeah. You know what? No disrespect to Aguero, but best City striker of all time. I don't care. One season in, we're there.
He's not far away from that. He really is. And I mean, he's astonishing. He's absolutely astonishing. And it's crazy how much he's established himself so quickly and how much he's become a legend. Sonny, mate, do you make any changes for the final?
Ooh, I think we keep our defense the way it was, because I'll be honest with you, over the years, City's never had a magical defense, and man, that looked good. That was the best looking defense I've ever seen from City, probably ever since I've been a fan.
Yeah.
And so defense wise, let's keep it how it is. As far as up front, I think we're going to be more lethal up front. We don't have to face Madrid's back four. That's the difference,
Yeah.
We have to face, Inter Milan. Of course, they're great, but they're not Madrid level. And we're not going to be facing Inter Milan's back four. Haaland, I think Haaland's going to score. I think Haaland might even score a hat trick. So as far as pressure, we just need to put pressure up front. I think we just need to just to pull out what we done today. Those 4 goals, man. I thought the match was over. I looked up. I was over at my brother's place, and I said, he said the match was over. City won. I said, yeah, 3-0. He said, no, 4. I was like, oh, there you go.
Amazing.
Might as well.
Sonny, it's been a pleasure chatting to you, man. I am flagging big time, so it's lovely chatting to you. I'm gonna get on to Louis, and then I'm gonna get to bed after that, I reckon, pal.
All right.
Lovely chatting to you. Up the Blues. Top bloke, Sonny. Absolutely wonderful stuff. I'm gonna jump over to Louis for the last few minutes of the night. Louis, how you doing, mate? You good?
Hello, mate. How about you?
I am wonderful, mate. Exhausted, but wonderful. Yourself?
I'm over the moon. I woke up this morning and I was so ill. I still slightly am now, and I was like, have I actually made myself so anxious and worried about the game tonight that I've actually made myself ill? And I went, yeah, I have.
Probably, yeah. Stress, stress can do that to people.
I actually think I have. It's like I think it's the flu. I just caught the flu, and I talked to my brother earlier, and it was just like I have the same thing, and it's just like I am convinced that I actually made myself ill, and it's just like, how is that possible? And it's just like typical City.
Exactly, typical City. That's what he does, isn't it? How that result tonight? Did you expect that coming, man? Did you expect that? Because that was obviously just insane. Did any part of you expect that?
No, generally no. I honestly thought it'd be what it was last season, but like we get a goal, they get a goal, we get a goal, they get a goal, and it's like 2-2, like, and then we get a third, they get a third, and it's just like. I honestly I just honestly thought it'd be back and forth, but I can't remember the last. Yeah, I honestly can't remember the last time we actually played like that, ever.
That's definitely our greatest ever Champions League performance, in my opinion. Definitely.
Yeah, it's. I think of halves like United 2018, Liverpool 2018 in the Champions League, as it was quoted on the All or Nothing, the week from hell.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it was. Yeah, like we had those 2 halves. The first half, like Klopp said it at the time, we could not live with City at the time, and we should have been 2-0 up, by the way.
Yeah, we should have been. I remember
anyway,
that.
Yeah. The clown who, thank God, he's not on refs anymore. And yeah, United was a completely different storyteller. And I was thinking at 2-0, I was thinking, do not make it another United again. Please do not. Because I cannot have that. I cannot have that twice.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it wasn't. It was just comfortable in the end, man. It was comfortable, and
oh my God,
they're just
another level.
Oh yeah, genuinely, this City side are. I think the only thing that's going to scare us now is just the fear of it, of how good we are. Like, I don't think any City fan has any reason to feel anxious about the Inter Milan game because of logic. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously it could happen, but all logic dictates that City are going to win because we are the better side and what we've done to Bayern and Real. It could happen, of course, that they beat us, but this is as confident as I'm probably ever going to feel going to Champions League final, and I think that's fair, right?
No, you're right, and I'm hoping. I'm praying to God that Lautaro Martinez, he has a Higuain in him, like he did like what Higuain did for Argentina in 2014. I'm hoping that everything he does in that game, he does everything right until he suits. Against Germany, and I hate that so much because Messi could have 2 World Cups on his name, but Higuain decided, nope, I'm just going to be the absolute worst. And I hope Martinez has that Higuain in him, like he did for Argentina.
Yeah.
And I love Argentina to bits, but I'm hoping Lautaro has he's absolutely .
I think is like as good as Lautaro is, he's not Benzema or Vinny Jr. and like we kept them stupidly quiet tonight. So like it feels as good as they are. I just don't feel a reason to fear him.
Inter was so unique, and it's quite. I would have preferred to play Milan. I don't know why. It's the way they play. It would be more open, and we'd have the chances. Leao and Teo Hernandez would do what they do, and if they did what Leao did against Napoli, then I'd be like fair play. But something about Inter, I'm slightly Italian as well, and it's just like there's something like you get that sense. There's a sense, and Inter they might have that. I hope I'm wrong, and like Pep just looks at the games like how they played, and it's just like work out DeMarco, Dumfries, Bastoni. I can't remember. Like Bastoni's the one in this midfield. It's Buella, Mkhitaryan, and Song Longlu in midfield, and Martinez and fucking Dzeko.
Edin Dzeko.
Fucking Dzeko. The man who made the man who started the famous 93-20. He he doesn't get the praise. Like Aguero will always have it. Obviously the 93-20, I love them to bits. Dzeko made it all happen. And I'm just like, please, if there's a god in this simulation, make him injured for the final.
Oh God, imagine. I don't want Dzeko to be injured final, but like at the same time, like it does make you scary, doesn't it? It does, because he's just Edin Dzeko. I just see the photo, by the way. Adama Traore was just sat with the fans tonight at the City in the City end. Like he's just a photo of
Adama Traore from Wolves.
Yeah, he was just literally. There's a photo of him just having chips, just sat in the concourse. Mental. I just noticed that.
Sign him. Like that's our winger sorted.
No, please not. I don't rate him at all. I don't Traore.
I love him. I love him to bits. He would change everything at City. Like
what, as in giving the ball away and never actually doing anything? I think he's shite. I don't rate him at all, mate. I think he's crap.
Grease all round for everyone, please.
Louis, mate, I'm not going to lie, pal. I'm exhausted, so I'm going to go to bed if that's all right. But I love chatting to you as always. Louis, we're going to win the treble, mate. It's going to happen. Go on.
One thing. Ballon d'Or.
It's going to be Messi.
Who do you think wins?
It'll be Messi, just because the World Cup. Messi's won it already.
There's another Argentinian at City. If he wins all of them, could.
Yeah, but he's not Messi, is he? Messi's it's a popularity contest. Messi wins it. We know he does. After that, it's Haaland though. Okay. Haaland wins it the year after. He should be Haaland, by the way, if he wins everything, or KDB. But but Messi's won it already.
I'm putting a bet on Hooley.
Oh, he hasn't got a chance. He's not played enough for City. Don't waste your money. It's not going to happen. Right. Good night, mate. Good night. Been a pleasure as always. City are in the Champions League final. I'm going to go and sleep on that because I need to. What a wonderful night. Thank you to everyone who's chatted to me tonight. Thank you everyone who stayed and watched this stream. William, by the way, with the super chat, which I missed earlier. William, if you're there, probably not. But William said, my girlfriend hates Dzeko, whereas I love him. Please settle the score if he's right. No, I love him. How could you hate Dzeko, man? How could you hate Dzeko? Edin loves us. Edin absolutely loves us, mate. I hate him for the final, of course, but no, I love him. Guys, thank you for watching. I am exhausted. We're in the Champions League final. Amazing. In a bit, like, subscribe. Come on.